Okay, now you're ready to just stuff that in there like that, and that's good enough because you get a staple gun it anyway, like that, like that, like that, right there. Doesn't even have to be a staple gun, just an office stapler's fine. Then you're ready for your googly eyes. Slap them on there like that, just a few cents down at the corner store. And,
Budget taxidermy will not be seen tonight, so we can bring you the following episode of Almost Live. It's Almost Live with me, Pat Cashman, Tracy Conway, Bob Nelson, Bill Stainton, Nancy Guppy, Steve Wilson, and Ed Wyatt, and starring John Keister. And you know, laughter is the key to a show like this, so when we choose audience members each week, we look for people who have that special Northwest kind of laugh. We have a few applicants with us tonight. Number one, go ahead, please. No, that's not it. Number two? Not what we were looking for. Number three? That's perfect. Take a seat. And now, here he is.
Thank you. Good evening, and welcome to the first Almost Live of 1993. You know, we're poised to get on with the new year and the new administration in Washington, and as you know, the key word this year, diversity. The government, as you can tell by the appointments, it's not going to be just run by just white males anymore. And I said, on this show, we're going to have to make some changes. We're going to have to maybe lose the high-fiving white guys. I don't know, it's something. No. We'll have something like, change to maybe the high-fiving persons of random gender and ethnic backgrounds or something. Good. Some validation for that concept. That's good. You may have read this in the paper. There's a new book out that removes the sexism and violence from nursery rhymes, which they're now using in preschools. And I suppose if nursery rhymes were written today, they'd have titles like Snow White and the 7 Height-Challenged Guys, or Baa Sheep of Color, something like that. Anyway, we thought updating nursery rhymes, that's an interesting idea. We thought you might like to see how they did it. For example, in Little Red Riding Hood, the wolf is humanely tranquilized and moved to a wilderness preserve in Alberta. Little Boy Blue now goes, Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn, but don't forget to share it with Little Boys Red, Yellow, and Black. Little Miss Muffet becomes Little Ms. Muffet, gets up off her tuffet, and takes a job in marketing. Marketing, applause for marketing tonight. It's the first applause we've ever had for marketing. Rockabye Baby now goes, when the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and we'll have to hold the arborist, the cradle manufacturer, and the parents personally liable for child abuse. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, now as Mary, Mary, whatever you're feeling is valid. Go ahead, let it out. There's no right or wrong here. They're your feelings. Those are your feelings. Get in touch with your inner child, Mary. All right, there. Goldilocks skips the Three Bears house altogether because porridge has over 12 grams of fat per serving. Sleeping Beauty wakes up, slaps Prince Charming with a sexual harassment suit, and wins 100 years back pay. And finally, Old Mother Hubbard takes back her maiden name, Helen Nussbaum, which is interesting. And that's our new direction. A refreshing change for the new year. Another thing is most people resolve to get in shape, get in better shape anyway during the new year. And as you get older, as you hit your mid-30s like me, it's a little harder to do that unless you find, well, your late 30s, okay, unless you find a place that's got the older athlete in mind. And we found that place. Take a look.
Tired of getting beat on the boards? Smoked in the key? In general, made a fool of by just about every young guy in the gym? Then come on down to Past Your Prime Sports Center. At Past Your Prime, you'll meet dozens of bitter, out-of-shape, over-the-hill guys, just like yourself.
Come on, Eddie, let's go, come on.
Hold on, be right there.
Play ball!
Rules? What rules? At Past Your Prime, anything goes. Cheap shots are the name of the game. And when the rat blows his whistle, you blow your top.
Trouble!
You gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be joking.
Mexico!
I'm gonna kill you.
Like to fight? Go for it.
Hey,
What?
why don't you just get off my back?
Hey, quit elbowing me.
Hey, I'm just trying to play the game, okay?
Then
Why don't
play
you
the
go-
game. Why don't you play it?
Ball hog, good for you.
Get off me, man. Get off me.
Do something.
Get off me.
Got a big mouth? Let her rip.
On the line, white ball! Oh, that is such a bunch of crap! That's the line right there, man! That isn't the line there! No!
At past your prime, it's cool to brag, and no one will call your bluff. Say stuff like, I did the skyhook way before Jabbar. I could have started in high school, but I didn't like the coach. Before I hurt my knee, I could dunk it from the foul line. And they just don't make jockstraps big enough for me. When the buzzer sounds, head on down to Past Your Prime's on-site watering hole and relive every glorious moment of your grueling 30-minute half-court game.
Hey, how many three-point shots did I make? About a dozen, maybe?
So come on down to Past Your Prime Sports Center today, where we know you're an idiot, and that's okay. New teams forming now must be over 35, age and waist size.
Past our prime, but we've got a great show, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Ballard Computer in Seattle, Kirkland, and now open in Tacoma.
And now, an Almost Live weather update. Here is weatherman Stu Martin.
Now, before we begin, I just want to remind you that snow forecasting in the Northwest is not an exact science. I've made a few mistakes lately, and I'm sorry, but I'm not God, okay? All right, now for the forecast. Start panicking because the big one is coming. We've got a huge mass of Arctic air off the coast, and it's loaded with moisture, and it's going to hit tonight. Just take a look at what it's already done to Bellingham. Now, see all that snow? That's going to be us, I'm sure. We'll see a foot easy in the hills and 6 to 8 inches at sea level, so run to the store right now and stock up on everything. Go, hurry up right now before it starts snowing. Gotta hurry up, please start.
This has been a special Almost Live weather update.
Welcome to Dish Rag, the show for the professional woman who doesn't take any crap. With Tina Springer, Linda Platt, and Joan Bell. Brought to you by Face Caulk for those really tough jobs.
Hello and welcome to our little woman show.
Grab a diet pop, a diet pill, and let's dish. Now, if you're new to the table, I'm Joan, and I think men make wonderful pets.
And I'm Tina, and I believe a good shoe sale is every bit as fulfilling as bearing children.
Absolutely. Oh, before we get started, let's catch up on our good friend Linda, who should be here, but she isn't because she's in Mexico with the FedEx guy.
Wait, the FedEx guy, the one with the nose hair problem? Oh, God.
Well, you know Linda, she's desperate.
No, she's a slut.
Look who's calling the kettle black.
Joan, darling, that's a new dress you're wearing, isn't it?
Oh, yes it is. Do you like it, dear?
Oh, it's just adorable. They are doing the cutest things in larger lady sizes these days.
I'm also wearing a very sexy new red bra. Tina, have you ever tried on a bra? Probably not. I mean, what would be the point?
Joan, dear, you look flushed. Is it menopause? Kidding, I know very well you have, what, 2, 3 childbearing years left?
This is hot.
Oh! And speaking of hot, coming at you is the crotch shot of the week. This was last seen at the Queen Anne Pro Aerobics 7 o'clock class.
Oh, thanks to Susan Kramer for taking advantage of a superb photo op. Ooh,
Good eye, Susan.
Excellent.
Yes.
Here's your dessert, ladies.
Oh, no, way too much, too much.
Oh, that's way too much.
I'll get you a smaller piece.
No! I'm sure you'll be able to finish that off, Tina.
Darling, I'm not the one who downs a half gallon of cookies and cream in one sitting.
Oh, that's right. Sheet cakes are her specialty. We do have our fun, don't we?
Oh, we certainly do. Oh, it's time for reality check, and I've got one for the entire male population.
Let them have it.
Guys, contrary to what you may think, size does matter.
Oh, that's very pithy.
Thank you.
Okay, new topic. Women who fake orgasms. Now, I know we do it so that big dumb oaf will feel good about himself, but my question is this. Why do we try and make him feel good when he didn't make us feel good?
Oh, point well taken, Joan.
In my opinion, if he can't cut the mustard, get out of the way, babe, and I'll do it myself.
Doing it yourself, a phrase that pretty much sums up your sex life, doesn't it, Joan?
Dish rag.
I've been watching your show, and I think it's terrible the way you two talk to each other.
Really?
You give women a bad name.
Well, I never thought about it that way.
No, me neither.
Well, I just had to let you know how I felt.
Well, we appreciate your honesty.
Oh, absolutely, and we'll take your words into consideration.
Thank you for calling.
What a bitch! Oh. She's probably not getting it.
Oh, he never has. Oh, dear.
Are we out of time already? Oh.
Time flies.
Oh, well, we'll leave you on a humorous note. Tina,
Yes?
what's the definition of the perfect date?
Well, I don't know, Joan, what?
After you've had wild sex, he turns into a pound of M&Ms in the latest issue of Vanity Fair.
Sounds heavenly.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Studio amplification for Almost Live provided by American Music.
And now, an Almost Live weather update. Here is weatherman Stu Martin.
Okay, so I was wrong. Let me show you, though, why we thought there'd be a ton of snow tonight. No, forget it, forget it. You're not going to believe me anyway, and you can stop with the phone calls and the letters. I'm perfectly aware that I said there'd be a blizzard, and we didn't quite get that, okay? All right, it was 78 degrees and the most beautiful winter day in recorded history. I know that. I can look out the window. Let's just get to my forecast for tonight, which calls for snow. That's right, it's going to snow more than you've ever seen it snow, and you're going to be sorry you made fun of me and you weren't prepared, so there.
This has been an Almost Live weather update.
You've seen the Amy Fisher story from her point of view. You've seen it from his point of view. And you've seen the story from the journalist's point of view. Now see the Amy Fisher story from the point of view of someone who would never lie to you. Almost Live proudly presents the Amy Fisher story from the point of view of her dog, Buster.
Amy, this is Joey Buttafuoco here. He's a top-notch mechanic. He's gonna take good care of both you and that new car I got you.
Hi, Amy. Boy, you sure do wear tight pants.
Well, hi, Joey. I like someone who will take real good care of me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Buster,
hey, get your nose out of my car.
Get out of there, Buster. Stop it. You don't like that.
Hey, come on. So, Amy, this is pretty nice. You and me, huh?
Oh, yeah, Joey. I've always wanted to do it with an older, unmarried man.
But I am married.
Sure, now you are.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. Hey, Joey, touch me here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, now touch me over there.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, now touch me here, and there.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
I'm tired of paying to get that car of yours fixed, young lady. And another thing, huh? What's my daughter doing wearing a beaver, huh? What are you, some kind of prostitute?
Oh, so what if I am? Why don't you shut up and stay out of my life, old man? Maybe I'll just go make some cookies. Oh, you guys are so pathetic. If Joey's wife is out of the way and we're all married, I'll never have to listen to your ugly voices again.
Oh, wait, what's this about Joey?
Hey, Mom, how's those?
What is it, little girl?
Well, I've never confronted a wife before.
What do you mean?
Well, your husband's having an affair with my little sister.
Is not.
Is too.
Is not.
Is too.
Is not.
I found his shirt.
Well, that looks like a shirt. That definitely isn't his gun.
No, I brought this along especially.
Amy Fisher was sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison. Joey Buttafuoco maintains he never touched Amy. Mrs. Buttafuoco is recovering from injuries. Buster was neutered last November and is currently on a high-protein diet.
Good evening and welcome to the John Report. I'm John. Here's my report. The Seattle Seahawks' Cortez Kennedy was named the NFL Defensive Player of the Year on Tuesday. The Seahawks as a group were voted the most offensive team of the year. Patty Murray has been appointed to the powerful Senate Appropriations Committee. In another move, Bob Packwood was named head of the Senate Inappropriate Committee. The Seattle School District is seeking more money to develop its bilingual programs. Administrators say their goal is to train every teacher how to say, "put the gun down," in at least 2 languages. The Seattle City Council has approved a plan to save historic theaters. The plan proposes to level targeted theaters, build parking lots on the leveled sites, and erect signs that read, "This used to be an historic theater." Well, Fleetwood Mac will reunite to play at President-elect Clinton's inaugural bash. The band is well liked by the Democratic Party since Clinton used the song "Don't Stop" as his campaign theme song, and many of Stevie Nicks' lyrics were used in speeches by Jerry Brown. It was reported this week that the new director of the Kingdom, Jesus Sanchez, has requested a new roof and an electric marquee. He says the new roof will improve the resale value of his home, and the new marquee would say, "Jesus Sanchez, almighty director of the Kingdom, lives here." German figure skating champion Katharina Witt says she'll compete in the 1994 Winter Olympics. After hearing Witt's comments, officials announced that the Olympic theme song for '94 will be "The Bitch Is Back." Finally. Oh, I know. Finally, Booth Gardner, referring to the governorship of Washington, said, "I had fun doing it, and I did okay." Governor-elect Mike Lowry said, "I'll have fun doing it, and I'll do okay." Defeated gubernatorial candidate Ken Eikenberry, who's not very fun, said, "I'm not doing it, okay?" This has been the John Report. Thank you, and we'll be right back.
And now, an almost live weather update. Here's weatherman Stu Martin.
Okay, all right, I know what you're thinking. But look at it from my standpoint. I've spent my whole life staring at weather maps, charting high and low pressure systems, memorizing the wind aloft charts. And why? So nature can screw me over and make me look like a jerk on TV, which makes it doubly hard to give you the new forecast based on all this scientific data. You can believe it or not, but this is what's coming. a snow tornado. And you say you've never seen a snow tornado? Well, you're going to see one tonight. That's not all. Take a look at my 5-day forecast. Day 1, more snow tornadoes. Second day, snow mixed with rain, but mostly snow. In fact, you almost wouldn't know rain was in it unless someone told you. Third day, kind of interesting. It's going to be snow mixed with chunks of gorgonzola cheese, so be careful. Fourth day, so cold it can't snow. So cold you'll be begging for snow, but no matter how much you beg, it won't come. You'll say, please make it snow, but it won't. Day 5, everything will clear up and you'll think it's all over. But then the atmosphere will rip apart and the world will become without form, with no division between light and dark. There! Are you happy now? I'm Stu Martin, and that's my forecast!
This has been an Almost Live weather update.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess it's time to head down and get those chains, stock up on everything, cake, things like that. No? All right. Yeah. All right. We won't. Anyway, if you'd like to be part of our wonderful studio audience, and you guys are wonderful, aren't you? Yeah, yeah. They had a great time here. Yep. The metal detectors were working tonight. Everything went fine. These guys were great. Anyway, there's the number. Lots of 5s, so you can remember. A lot of 5s there, because that's our station, the Big 5. Just call that, and you can come down here and be all part of it. And until then, oh, you guys having a good time over here? Good. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Pizzeria Pagliacci, featuring traditional and gourmet pizza by the slice. Pizzeria Pagliacci, rated Seattle's best pizza.